What is up, everyone, on YouTube? So this is going to be a little random video about this little drone right here that my cursor is circling, Mr. Neo. Mr. Neo has not been able to be flown lately because we're having super crazy winds, and this thing absolutely sucks in winds. Last time I flew it in high winds, it blew into a tree. I can put that link at the end so you can check that out, but does not do well in the winds. But I haven't really seen many people talk about this, and as a photographer, I don't really care what people are talking about with YouTube. It kind of is annoying, actually, when everyone just talks about the same exact shit. I don't like that. I don't want to be that YouTuber ever. So sometimes you get sucked into that little realm because you see everyone doing it, like with the Flip and all those goofy, stupid drones. But Neo actually is fun, unlike the Flip, in my opinion, and I enjoy it. But I want to talk about, as a photographer, about the still images and the quality and what you can expect out of these JPEGs. So the Neo does not support RAW. I wish it did. I wish they came out with a firmware update to give at least RAW capability, but we have not had that yet from DJI. And it would be nice to also have 4K 60, but that is my wish list, and we'll see. Maybe it won't happen with this Neo. I hope it will. It shouldn't be that tough to get RAW format for the still files, but regardless, let's get into this and see if we can do anything worthy with a Neo still JPEG. So here we have a folder, and I'll open it up. Come on, there we go. I'll expand the window so we can see. I'll enlarge them a little bit, and I have one image that I'm not going to show you yet from my Mavic 3 Pro, which is a larger sensor, of course. But let's just go ahead and take a peek at something. So this is some Hawaii stuff, a little rural stuff. We can even take a picture. We can even take a look at this tractor image. So let's go ahead and open it up. So I'm in Photoshop right now, as you see. I'm going to go ahead and hit Command J on my Mac, duplicate the layer, and I'm going to go into something that I think is the best way to go and handle a file, especially a JPEG, since we don't have RAW capability or ability to play with them a little bit more, or flexibility, whatever the word is you want to use. We're going to go in the camera raw filter, and right now, let's just go ahead and do something like hit auto. So auto, we can go Command Z to toggle. I don't know if I like that, but we can use that for now. I'm going to go to this little area right here. I'm going to kind of correct the geometry. That looks pretty good. I could even go here. And this is kind of really quick retouching, in my opinion. I have been retouching for 25 years, plus using Photoshop and blah, blah, blah. So pretty experienced with Photoshop, at least in retouching beautiful images. And we can go ahead and hit subject. We can maybe add a little bit more exposure to it, something like that. Kind of crisp up the contrast a teeny bit. And let's just kind of stop there because we don't want to go crazy with it, right? The whole point is to have the ability to look at this as a pretty original JPEG without a lot of heavy retouching and noise reduction. So right now we look at the file size. So pixel, basically 4000 by 3000 at 72 dpi. We can enlarge that and upres it if we want, but basically, here, let me go do that again. I'm hitting Command Option I to bring up the image size dialog box. We can go ahead and look, and let's change this to 300 and go to inches because that's what we would use for printing, and we can resample and just see what it would look like. Actually, that's way too large. So that's going to look pretty poopy, but essentially, say you went to 50% just for kicks. That's what the quality would look like for the most part, pixel-wise. So not ideal, but we don't have to enlarge it that much. Let's go ahead and look again and maybe do 300 at, say, 30. So 20 by 30 would be like a max print. And if you wanted to, you probably could print something like this 20 by 30 and it would work. Would it look great? Probably not as good as a bigger sensor file, but it will get the job done. But I would suggest for something like this Neo, which is a beginner drone, and for $200, this can easily get you a beautiful 5x7 print, an 8x10, probably 11x14. So keep that in mind. That's probably the ideal size for printing. And when you're in this image dialog box, inches is for prints, pixels is for web and for just looking on your computer. So keep that in mind. So if I unclick this resample and I put in 300, that's essentially what it's giving us. So that's the file size that we're going to get essentially to be 300 DPI, which is roughly 13 inches by 10 inches. So roughly an 8 by 10 or an 11, like actually an 11 by 14, I take that back. So that's what you're going to get pretty much out of this max ideal. So you guys are aware. But let's go ahead and take a look at another image just for kicks. And we'll see, say for example, this car wash. Say we have a client and we want to shoot something for them and all we have is the Neo. Will this suffice? Let's go ahead and look. So we'll go to Filter, Camera Raw. Ooh, what is that? That is weird. See that? Wow, what is that all about? It's showing like, I wonder why that is. That's very bizarre. Not sure, I've never had that happen. Okay, so we're gonna take this and close it just for kicks, and it still doesn't go away. Okay, that's very weird. Let's go ahead and clear all this. I don't know what's going on with Photoshop. I'm gonna quit it. Bizarre stuff with Photoshop. So as I said, let's go into this image, pretend we only had the Neo. We have a property or a business we want to photograph. Okay, here we go. Go into Camera Raw, Filter. We go into Auto. We can go ahead and adjust the geometry of it, straighten it out a little bit, and maybe pump up the saturation a teeny bit. Pump up the saturation. Lighten the shadows a teeny bit. Maybe hit the contrast a teeny bit. And we can zoom in and see how the noise is looking. And you can see it kind of is just not a really pretty file to begin with. But let's see if we can go ahead and get some noise reduction. Maybe the color. So the color noise reduction kind of works well. And let's just call it a day. Let's see, hold on. Let's go ahead over here, hit noise reduction a teeny bit. You got to be at 100% or more, actually like 300%. You got to be really magnified to see the effect of the noise reduction. Okay, so before, after, and that's that. So this, let's see. Not really looking great, super zoomed in, but you know what? For something for the website, you know, say you're going to use, let's crop in a little bit for realistic purposes. I could actually even do this. Hold on a second. Let's tweak it. I'm going to hit Command S. No, not Siri. What are you doing? I don't know what's going on. There's too much stuff with all this stuff. They keep on changing everything. Command S. Is not Command S my keyboard shortcut for... Okay, fine. So I'm going to go ahead over here. And I am going to say sky replacement. I don't know why my keyboard shortcut is not working. But nothing ever behaves perfectly. So let's go ahead and just do something like semi-realistic. Not too much. That's nice. So let's go ahead and just keep that. So now we have a pretty cool image without doing too much. And say we crop it a little bit. Actually, let me crop it a better aspect ratio. So we'll go to original ratio. And voila. So someone could easily use that for their website, right? So the Neo is capable I could probably benefit from a teeny bit of sharpening. So let me just go ahead and add a teeny bit of unsharp mask. Unsharp mask. Just a little, not a lot, because you're going to kind of bring back some of the negatives we did with the noise reduction. And there, boom. Oop, not that. So, yes, we can actually use the Neo for professional uses with limitations. I don't know if it would be a great thing to print, but again, this is going to be a JPEG from the Mavic 3 Pro. So let's go ahead and just retouch this super quickly. And I didn't use the raw file because that wouldn't be fair because Mr. Neo does not have raw support. But let's just go ahead and see what a bigger sensor size is going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same kind of thing, straighten it out. These are really good little retouching tips. That auto actually works surprisingly well. And we're going to go ahead and bump up the saturation a teeny bit. I'm going to go over here and hit sky. And I'm going to go and scroll down a teeny bit. So you're getting a little retouching tutorial too, kind of in this. I can crank the sky with the little dehaze, maybe saturate a teeny bit and brighten a little bit. I can go over here, hit create mask, subject, and maybe just brighten a teeny bit. And a little contrast. Anyway, without getting crazy. But let's see the difference of the file size. So file size, we have a much bigger file, right? If I hit resample and go to 300, now we're at like 14 by 18, you know, a lot larger, but we can get a lot more out of this image or this file because it has a much larger micro four thirds sensor. So it's going to look nicer zoomed in, cleaner, no real weird stuff going on, just normal kind of file for the most part. But that's going to be the difference. So let's go ahead and look at the Neo one more time. I don't know if I want to use the one of me, but regardless, we can see detail maybe with this one of me when I'm getting tattooed. And you can see it is pretty good within reason. I mean, you can see the phone, you can see my little sticker on my phone and blah, blah, blah. But you can see that there's not a lot of detail in my legs. My legs just kind of look like little pixelated, you know, blobs. You can read my socks. You can kind of see this is actually an R, but you can't really make that out. So just an example that it looks good when smaller, but when it's larger or zoomed in on, you're not going to get that detail because the resolution isn't there. So this is just a quick look, guys, at the JPEGs on the Neo because I don't see a lot of people talking about the files on these things. They're always video related and oriented videos, and I just wanted to show you that yes, you can actually, with good lighting, get a shot that someone can use on a website. I would not probably want to use this for professional type work. If someone was paying me, you know, $1,500 or $2,000 or $500 even, I'm not going to take out the $200 drone unless it was a total emergency. So keep that in mind. Use an Air 3S or a Mavic 3 Pro or Mavic 3 or whatever it may be. And that's that. So I'm hoping this helps. Here's some Hawaii stuff too. And you see, it does a nice job. I mean, if you compose it well, but you're not going to get a ton out of these files compared to a larger sensor drone. So that's it, guys, for now, and aloha. Hope this helps. Let me know in the comments below. Comment if you think differently or have any input, and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And that's it. Good night.